Coming on.
This is a dollar bill.
Hey, cousin.
Now, if I go to the store and there's something for 90 cents, can I buy it with this dollar bill? Okay, all right. So, if I go to the store and there's something for 85 cents and after tax, it ends up being 96 cents, can I buy it with this dollar bill? Okay, all right. So, what if I ball the dollar bill up?
We starting at 9:30. Please
Think about
share.
it now. Like, I just balled the dollar bill up. Like, so it can't be worth $1 now. It's probably worth like 95 cents, right? How much you think it's worth? $1. Listen, y'all gotta pay attention. I just balled it up. So clearly it's not worth $1 anymore. All right, so maybe, what if I step on it? What if I stomp it? I just stomped it. How much is it worth now? Maybe 65 cents, 68 cents?
Good evening.
It's still worth $1? Okay, what if I ball it up? What if I stomp on it and then I put it in the trash can?
We'll be starting in 3 minutes.
And it's in here with some trash and it's around some beer and some gum and a bunch of other nasty stuff. And some guy off the street
Please
pulls the dollar
share.
out, unfolds it. How much is it worth now? Maybe 82 cents? And come on, at least 92 cents? It's okay, all right, so what if I ball it up? What if I step on it?
Let everybody know we are
And then,
on.
watch this. I tear it in half. Think about it now, right?
Good
How much is
evening,
it
good
worth
evening,
now?
good evening.
$1? I can tape it? Wait. Wait a second. I just balled it up.
Good evening. Thank you for joining me tonight.
I put it in trash. I pulled
We
it
have
out.
2 minutes.
Then I tore it in half.
We will start
And
at
you mean to tell me
9:30.
I can pick the dollar up, I can wipe it off, and I can put some tape around
Please
it. And
invite,
it's still worth $1?
Like,
Then why?
share,
If this dollar
and
doesn't lose
tag.
its worth of its value, then
Let me
why
know
do
where
you
you're
feel like
coming
you
from.
lost
Put
your
it
value?
in the
Because many of you
chat.
feel like you just stepped on. You feel like
You're in
just put
Houston.
aside. You feel
Where
like
you
you've
coming
been
from? Where you
abandoned.
joining me
You feel
from
like you've been
tonight?
talked about. You feel like you've been abused, like someone took from you. Someone hurt you. Somebody took advantage of you. And deep down inside your core, you feel like you've lost some of your value. And I am here to tell you today that this dollar still has worth and value because there are some men years ago who put value over this life. Instead of
So
no matter
glad
what
you
happens
are
to it,
on.
It can still be taped back together. It can still be wiped off. And I am here to tell you that you were created and you're born and you're here and you have life and you have purpose and you have value. And though you've gone through some hard times and though you've experienced some depression and you might be wanting to hurt yourself and you might want to give up, I am here to tell you still got worth and value. And there is nothing that can happen that can take
Got
you
worth and value.
So what you gotta do now, you gotta pick yourself up. You gotta dust yourself off and you gotta keep moving. You were created and you're born and you're here and you have life.
1 minute. Come on, like, share, tag somebody in.
It is not the movement of...
All right, all right, all right. We are on. We are on. Good evening. So glad you made it on tonight for our 7th day of our 30-day teaching on eradicating poverty in families. Woo, 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 woo. I'm so glad you're on. I'm feeling real good tonight. Yes, I am. You know, Tuesday nights is our Bible study night. So I got some word tonight, got some worship, and just excited. You know, today is a terrific Tuesday. Thankful Tuesday. What are you thankful for? All right. Well, I am Arthur Seraphia Jones Hall, and I have been on here for the past 7 days teaching on eradicating poverty in families. And as you know, as you can see my book here, the teachings, now you're getting some fresh downloads, and I'm not going to give you all the goodies out the book, but this is what pushed out the 30-day teaching. So if you would like to sow a seed and purchase a book, you can go to statuschanger.me. and purchase a copy of my book. It also has a 21-day journal in the back of it, so you can journal as you're going through this process of eradicating poverty in your family. So, on tonight, we are going to talk about, so tonight I am going to use my book. The first 5 days of the teaching, I did not really use my book, just a little bit. And yesterday I used my book. And yesterday we talked about, I think it was, let's see, the 5th day we talked about mental workout. So yesterday I think we talked about cleansing our mind, detoxing our mind, okay? And so on tonight, we are going to talk about prepare our heart for wealth. Did you know you need to prepare your heart for wealth? Our first 5 days, we prepared our minds. I forgot to start something. Hold on, let me get this started here. Hi, Minister Cassie. Thank you for joining me. I forgot to start my recording.
Recorded.
Okay. There we go. All right. So tonight we're talking about preparing the heart for wealth. So I want you all to talk back to me. Give me some likes, some hearts. Let us know where you're coming from. Tag, share with your friends and family. Share with those who you love, who know they need a word concerning dealing with lack, dealing with poverty, and even dealing with the issues of the heart to prepare for the blessing, to prepare for the wealth, okay? So I'm going to read a scripture, and the teachings a little bit different from the first 5 weeks. I didn't do a lot of scriptures, but I just taught the way it was coming to me. But definitely we are dealing with the heart, so I do, and we're dealing with the heart and finances. So I definitely want to back that up with the word. So this scripture is Matthew 6:24. If you want to put that in the comments for me, that would be great. Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. And it reads, "No one can serve 2 masters. Either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money." Okay? So we're going to open up with that. And basically, you know, the Lord wants us to have finances. We're supposed to have finances. That's why we eradicating poverty. But we can't serve money. Money is not our God. Okay? I'm going to read this. And it says, "Remember, the love of money is the rule of all evil." Okay? The love of money is the rule of all evil. We can have money and we can have a whole lot of it. But when it becomes our lover, when it becomes our love, when it becomes our God, that's where the problem comes in. Money is not evil, but the love of money is. People will do just about anything to get money. I know you've seen it. You've seen it in your family. You've seen it working for somebody. You know, some of us have been mistreated, underpaid, shortchanged on a job with family members lending money and they don't give it back like they didn't give their word like they say they would. We've lost money. Some churches have not been honest with finances. So we know that people who rob and steal, they work on jobs and they rob and they steal. Because that's when they loving money. Money becomes their spouse, their friend, and their addiction. Yeah, people become addicted to money. How do they become addicted to money? Well, they need 3, 4, 5 jobs. And they can't do nothing else. It's like, oh, no, I want to live a certain kind of way. I want to look a certain kind of way. I want to drive a certain type of car. And they end up working 3 or 4 jobs. And basically, they don't even get to enjoy the money or the things that they've purchased because they're always working anyhow. And so the more things you buy, you got to find a way to make more money. And if you're not working 3 or 4 jobs, maybe you're working 100 hours or extra hours. It's one thing to do it when we need it to pay our bills. It's another thing to do it when we're living above our means. Okay? That's your addiction. That's when you become addicted to your money. Okay? A person who loves money is always trying to figure out a way to make more money. Never satisfied. Never satisfied. Never. Oh, babe, I need to make some more money. Oh, honey, my money getting short. My bank looking crazy. And they could have $3,000, $4,000 in the bank. But because in their mind, they're like, oh, no. And some people, they got to go to bingo. Some people got to go to the boat or whatever. Some people, they got to spend every time they get their hair done. It's $500, $600 every time they get their hair done. If they get their hair done, they got to get their nails done. If they get their hair done, their nails done, they need a new outfit. And so they're working for this because they didn't fall in love with money and they're trying to find a way, whatever way they can find to get them some money. They end up neglecting everything to make another buck. Think about it. People, husbands, wives, single mothers, they're not tending to their children or tending to their spouse. They on the job because they're trying to get another dollar. They're trying to make another buck because they're trying to live up to their means of something that they created that really they can't afford. And they just working themselves to the bone for $1. The love of money. Loving money is a spirit that is not only attached to greed and mistrust, but is also attached to the spirit of poverty. Think about it. And the reason I know, I wasn't that workaholic, but I worked. Sometimes I had to work 2 jobs just to provide. But remember, I think it was maybe the 3rd day when I was teaching, how I would spend my money because on things, I would buy things because in my mind, I don't know when I was going to get the money again. So let me get it. So I didn't think, okay, let me try to save this. No, that's a poverty mentality. You can't save nothing. You spend everything. That's a poverty mentality. You might not think so, but it is. It's also greed and mistrust. And you say how? Because a poverty mentality operates in fear. You fear, okay, I'll never get this again. Like if you think about a starving person, a person who haven't eaten in a long time, what do? They gulp. They eat it up real fast, and not, they don't even swallow their food because they're afraid of when will I get another meal. And so instead of eating some and putting some up for later, they just gulp it all in. That's the same with a person who has a poverty mentality. They're afraid that they won't get this money again. So let me go ahead and buy this. Let me get this over here. Ask me how I know. I was that girl. Because of fear. That fear can turn into greed once you receive what you never had before. It is true. I remember being in college and getting that lump sum of money, Pell Grant. Oh my God. How many of you know if you don't know how to budget and if you've been struggling, you're gonna blow that Pell Grant and them loans. You're gonna go on all kind of shopping sprees. Yes, you will. So you will begin to love money, love the feeling of not needing or asking anybody or begging for money for rent or groceries or to fill your car with gas. When that love for money hit your heart, come on, we're talking about, can your heart handle wealth? When that money hits your heart, you done crossed over into poverty mentality, selfishness, arrogance. When will you then do what you have to do to keep this money coming in? Some people will do some things just to keep their money coming in because they don't want to fall in that lack again. You will then do what you have to do to get more money and more money and more money because you love it. And now you fear losing it because now you done got to a certain way that you want to live. Yes, money is a blessing, but it's not the blessing, okay? So that was a little bit that came out of my book. And so what I want to talk to, the rest of what I want to talk to you about tonight is, can your heart handle wealth? Can it handle wealth? We always say, if I had, I would do this. I would help the homeless. I would feed the poor. I would go into the community that is less fortunate. I would go in the poverty area, in the projects, and purchase apartment complex and clean it up and help people get on their feet. Now, if that million came or that 2 million came, can you handle it? Can you really, 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 really handle it? Will you be, a good steward over those finances? Or will it change you? The people that you talked to that was beneath you, the people that you loved on, the people that you gave to, while you don't have that amount of money. You know, y'all not too, they're not too low below you and you're not too high above them. But when you get that million, that 2 million, how will your heart respond? Because the blessing is coming. As we're being diligent with working, as we are being creatives, as we are entrepreneurs are birthing out new things. I know that we're dealing with COVID right now. We're dealing with the pandemic. A lot of businesses are shutting down. A lot of businesses are going bankrupt. But on the flip side, there are those of us who have been waiting for an opportunity, waiting for an open door. And for some of us, our time is now. Can we handle it? Can you handle it? The check that we've been praying for. You know how you be like, "Ooh, I'm praying for a supernatural check deposit in my bank." Can you handle it? Can your heart handle it? Or will your heart deceive you? So, our first 5 days, we talked about the mind. So if you've been following me, your mind should be, pretty good, in line, okay? You should be in alignment. But now, we got to look at our heart. But because to eradicate poverty, we got to deal with the mind and we got to deal with the heart. If you receive that money, the people who did you wrong or the people who didn't pay you back, how would you treat them? That ex-husband, that ex-wife, that ex-mother-in-law, how would you treat them? Can your heart handle wealth? And I think a lot of times, and we see it all the time, we see the rich and famous, and we see how they respond to the poor class or the middle class. It's like them wiping their feet on us with poop. Like we don't amount to anything. Will you have that same heart and that same mentality? Will you fall in love with money? Will money rule you? Will money become your guide? Will money become your lover? You know, we talk about wealth and we talk about if we had. But will we be good stewards? Will we hold to the word that we said we would do if we got it? We wrote it down over and over and over. We got several notebooks that say, if I had it. If I had it. I'm a strong believer that it's coming. It's coming. And even as I was preparing, and we don't talk about stuff that we don't have to process first. And I think what it was for me, I was praying. And I'm like making sure that I be bold in the Lord, but I stay humble in my heart. That no fame, fortune, wealth, platform, open door changes me in that manner. We still want to exemplify the compassion and the love and the servitude. Because if you get money, you get wealth, and you forget how to serve, let me tell you, just as quick as you got it, you will lose it. Because we're blessed to be a blessing, and we're blessed because we've been serving. We've been giving. Even in our lack, we have been giving. But the crazy thing about it is really weird that we can give when we don't have, but when we have, we won't give. That's a heart issue. That's a heart issue. We didn't fall in love with money. It's backwards. We'll go do outreach, feed the homeless, do all kind of things while we're going living paycheck to paycheck. But soon as we get a lump sum, or God bless us with, $100,000, $500,000, $1 million. Oh, I don't do that anymore. Really? Really? So we got to make sure that we're going to be good stewards and that we're trustworthy to have these finances. So on this week, we talked about mental workout, mental makeover. And so I want to keep that fresh on your mind. Each time that I come on, I want you to examine your mind. Do a mind check. Now we add on a heart. Now we have to do a heart check. Because many of us, the finances are on their way. It's not a cliche. The money is on the way. And that's why I'm extremely excited to be teaching, because I know it's on the way. I know that I've been put on this earth to eradicate poverty in my family and in other families. I know that is one of my reasonings of being here, is to eradicate poverty. Help people have the right mentality, get out of a poverty-stricken mentality, get out of stinking thinking, And a lot of times we have to go through so we can help talk somebody else through the process. The second part of this that I want to talk about, so we're talking about the heart. Okay, can your heart handle wealth? The second part of this is, let me tell you, as if you first came on and you was listening to the guy, he was talking about $1. Okay, he was a motivational speaker. He was talking about $1. And he was talking about, he held up this dollar. And basically, he was talking about the worth of this dollar, right? So, you have this dollar. He said, well, if I ball this dollar up and throw it on the ground, is it still worth $1? And they was like, yeah. If I take this dollar and stomp all over it, stomp, is it still worth $1? And they said, yes. If I take this dollar and smear mud all over it, is it still worth $1? They said, yes. If I take this dollar and just let the rain all over it, then a car run over it, is it still worth $1? They said, yes. If I take this dollar and ball it up and throw it in the dumpster with all the garbage and trash, is it still worth $1? Does it still have its worth? They said, yes. If I take this dollar and I cut it up, cut it into pieces, cut it in half, is it still worth $1? And the answer is yes. It did not lose its value. It's still a $1 bill, or it's still a $20 bill, or it's still a $100 bill. So, if a dollar bill, however much it is, if it can go through all of that and not lose its worth, and it can still be used, why not you? Many of us have been balled up and thrown away. Many of us have been kicked to the side. Many of us have been rejected and told what we cannot do and what we will not do, because we don't amount, or we don't mount up to what people think we mount up to. Many of us have been castaways, ripped to pieces, felt like it. Felt like our heart was poured out. Rejection, hurt, pain, backstabbing, backbiting, dealing with loss after loss after loss, whether it's a job or a car or a spouse. But you still have your worth. You still have your worth. With that being said, you are worthy to have wealth. Wealth is your portion. Lack is not your portion. Poverty is not your portion. Yeah. And I know growing up, because I was in a Baptist church, and basically they call going through, being sick, being in a bad relationship, going through a divorce, that it was the will of God for us to struggle. No, it's not. That's not His will. Now, some things we do have to go through, because we are living testaments of God being a healer and a deliverer. It said we overcome by the blood of the Lamb, by the word of our testimony. So yes, some things we do have to go through. But you're not going to tell me it's the will of God for me to be poor. No. You're not going to tell me that. And you're not going to push me like my desire or me seeking to see how to create wealth. And the reason I'm seeking for it and asking questions is because he deposited on the inside of me. He deposited on the inside of you. And so, listen, he already told us when we delight ourselves in him, he will give us the desires of our heart. And it says he reigned on the just as well as the unjust. And then he said faith moves him. So a lot of us are going to receive because we shifted our thinking. We got our hearts healed. We got the matters out our eyes. And now we're walking by faith. See, faith causes things to happen. Faith opens doors. Faith replenishes. And so we are walking in another level of faith. But before we could get to that faith, we had to get our stinking thinking right. We had to pull down a poverty mentality. Then we had to have a made up mind that I'm tired of living like this. I'm tired of thinking like this. I'm tired of listening to your negativity. I'm tired of looking at the state that I'm in. And when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you can do one or two things. You can be sick and tired in that mess, or you can be sick and tired and move. Make some transition, make some moves. And you may have to start out with small moves. But let me tell you, the best move you can make is making up your mind. That move right there, making up your mind that you will not settle no longer, that's big. That's big. And remember yesterday we was talking about how spiritual doors of generational curses that open of poverty, generational curses of poverty, that these doors that were open through our bloodline. And I don't know if y'all did it, but I shared with you to go back 6 generations and see where this poverty started. Where did it start? Because it shouldn't be this hard. It's been real hard for me. It's been real hard. I've dealt with a lot of lack since I was a little girl. I had to, first day of school, everybody got their new kicks on, their new clothes on, they excited. And you already know that you and your siblings, y'all might get one outfit. You may get 2. Everything else is going to be hand-me-down. Or what you wore last year. Which was probably what you had the year before. And kids can be very mean. And I remember I was very grateful. It's one thing I can say that I'm a very grateful person. I'm not the person that says, you need to buy me a Louis Vuitton or, now I finally got a Coach purse. I was so excited about it. Finally, it took me a long time, but I really wanted one and I finally got to get one. And, I don't have to have 30 coaches. I don't have to have 10 coaches. I don't have to have 5. Just being able to get the one because I desired it. And I knew the Lord allowed me to get it because it's like one of my favorite colors. So it's this color in chocolate. So I was like, yeah, this is the one. But I was always grateful. And whatever my grandmother would get or my mom would get. And there was this outfit that my mom bought me. And it was really, literally the only outfit I got for school. But I loved it. And that's when, back in the day, when we wore the Stacey Adams, the black Stacey Adams, tied on top, that was real shiny. I call my Michael Jackson shoes. But I had my Stacey Adams. So I did, I think, did I get some more Stacey Adams? No. Let me tell you what happened. Then I'm going to tell you about my outfit. I wanted some new shoes. Listen, I wanted some new shoes. So my little old smart self, like I said, I was grateful. But I was like, I want new shoes. I had these last year, you know? And my little old smart self, I kind of put a scuff on the front of my shoe. Kind of like a big scuff. Thinking my mama's going to buy me some shoes. She looked at me like, you wearing them. You still wearing them. They fit, you still wearing them. Oh, my feelings was hurt. I was trying to figure out how to cover up that scuff on my shoe. But the outfit I got, I love my outfit. It was, like I said, it was the only outfit I got. It was a red shirt, and that's when we had the shirts that had the tail. You know, it had the tail on the back. And so, and it had the tail, and it kind of had the split. Kind of like, I think like a Prince jacket, but as a shirt. And it had a white poodle on the front right here. And, I mean, it was on the outfit I got. It had some black pants. And that's when we wore the black pants with the stirrups. Y'all young people don't know nothing about that. I know anybody on here born in 74 or past that or before that, you know about some Stacey Adams and them pants with them stirrups. Yes. So that was like my, you know, it had to be my favorite outfit. That's the only one I got that year. But I was very grateful for it anyways. But it's okay. It is okay to have and want better. That's not a bad thing, whether you are a believer or unbeliever. And the sad thing about it, here's the sad thing. Most unbelievers, they gonna get it. They gonna work for it. They gonna strive for it. They gonna believe for it. And they're gonna get it. It's us, men and women of faith. And it's only because there was some doctrine, there was some seeds planted when we were younger that basically told us we supposed to be broke. We supposed to be poor. Jesus was born in a manger, and that's how we supposed to be the rest of our life. But he is the King of Kings. Yeah. So I just want you to know that you're worthy to have more. You do not have to settle. And I want to encourage you again to invest in your mind. That is the greatest investment you can make, is when you invest in your mind. Read books. Read. And I'm trying to read more. I listen. Let me help you. A lot of times we don't know how to get wealth or how to keep wealth or how to even prepare for it. You have to read. And so even what you're reading, you got to read books that millionaires have written. You got to listen to audios and motivational speakers. You got to listen to people who have been in the dumps and came out and became millionaires, billionaires. And so I've been studying and listening to people who were poor or who was given up for adoption. So if y'all follow me, and if y'all been on here, y'all know I talk a lot about Mr. Les Brown. You know, Mr. Les Brown, he had it rough, like many of us. And so he didn't know his mom. But he knew that he was born in a abandoned building on a cold floor. Him and his twin brother, Leslie. I think that's his name. No, Wesley. He's Leslie. His brother is Wesley. And they were given up for adoption. And even their adoptive mother, Miss Mamie Brown, she was a older lady. I think she was 45, 46. and she adopted those 2 babies. And he tells a story all the time. And then she got 5 more children. So she raised 7 children working for a rich white family. And he shares and say that when mama would come home, the rich people were very nice to them, and their leftovers they would eat. But he remembers seeing his mama sit at the table, and they would eat, and she would not. And he remembered saying, "Mama, are you going to eat?" And she would say, "I've already eaten." But he knew deep down inside that they were going to bed with something in their stomach, but their mom wasn't. And so Mr. Les Brown, his why was, I'm going to take care of mama. And that's what made him push and work so hard. Even he's still working hard today to leave a legacy for his children. We got to have a why. And sometimes you have more than one why. My why, as I shared, my why was my grandmother. Because my grandmother took care of us and her children. My grandmother worked 2 jobs to provide. And then when my grandmother, just like Mr. Les Brown, his mom got sick. And they wanted to put her, the siblings wanted to put his mom in a nursing home. And he's like, oh no. Oh no. He said, how is it that one woman could provide and take care of 7 children, but 7 children can't provide and take care of one woman? Get that in your spirit, get that in your heart, get that in your mind. And so my first why was my grandmother, because she ended up being diagnosed with Alzheimer's and bipolar and just had some mental stuff going on. And because my grandmother struggled, with my grandpa to take care of us, in my heart, I wanted to take care of my grandmother. I wanted to show her how much I appreciated everything she did, every sacrifice. And when my grandmother died, oh my God, I was hurt, but I got angry. I didn't get angry at people, but I got angry at the enemy called poverty. But here's the thing. The more I was trying to come out, the more it was trying to take me out. And I had to, the point I'm getting at is, I shared yesterday, go back at least 6 generations and see where this enemy came in at. So you can know how to eradicate it from the root. Uproot it. Dismantle, destroy, do away with it. Annihilate it. That it does not rise again. And so I'm charged to eradicate in my family, and I'm charged to help others, that light to come on, so you can see, why have you been struggling? Why has it been so hard that it seems like you can't get your head above water? It seems like you got holes in your pocket. Well, I know it's been some things going on in my generation. And my eyes are open and my mouth is open to speak and shed light. Because we don't have to, you don't have to live and die in poverty. We don't have to do that. And so I didn't get to take care of my grandmother. But as I am learning and reading and preparing, I do have a mother. My mother is up in age. And I want to make sure that I'm able to take care of my mother. I have a son. I have people that's not even related to me, but seasoned people. Godmothers and spiritual mothers, just people who have blessed me. You know, you just want to render the favor. You just want to be able to give a seed. You just want to be able to bless somebody, pay off something, put a little money in their pocket. And then, as I was saying yesterday, be able to really be consistent in feeding the homeless, being a big brother, being a big sister. So yes, you are worthy to be wealthy. And so I gave some assignments. And if you've been on here with me, the assignment, if I can remember, the assignment was to write 3 things that's been burning on the inside of you since you were a kid. That every time you think about it, you get excited. Every time you think about it, you say, yes, I gotta do that. I gotta do that. That's a part of me. That's who I am. But you never did it. You put it on the back burner because you can't do it now. You gotta raise the kids. You a wife. Now you got this job and you just got all these reasons. But it's still burning in you. So you write down those 3 things. And out of those 3 things, pick one thing that you say, I gotta do this one. Pick one out of the 3. But there's one. And you take it. And every place you go to every day, computer, refrigerator, bathroom, whatever places you go to, and you look at it every single day. And maybe it's the places you walk by every day, 3 or 4 times a day. Bathroom mirror, refrigerator. Those are 2 places where you know you're going to go in the kitchen and you're going to go in the restroom 3 or 4 times a day. And write it big so it pops out at you every time. Because we need to see the vision. Every time you look at it, it's going to keep you ignited. And it's gonna make you sit down and plan to see how to make it happen. You want to keep it in your forefront so your dream don't die. Many people, Miles Monroe, he said the richest place in the whole world, the richest place, full of wealth, is the grave. Because people died and they did not fulfill their purpose. They did not build what they were supposed to build. They did not write the books. They did not write the songs. And so the grave is the wealthiest place. And did they not only not do it, they didn't share it with nobody. They didn't teach somebody else how to do it. That is another reason I'm on here. Because whatever I've learned, I want to teach somebody. Because somebody taught me. Somebody took time out to teach me. Somebody took time out to listen to me. They listened to me with my whiny self. They listened to me when I was hurt. They listened to me when I was excited and I got ideas. They listened and they encouraged me and they pushed me on and say, you can do it. And so on tonight, I'm telling you, I'm pushing you on And I'm telling you, you can do it. That don't go out there and just jump, overwhelm yourself. Take small steps until you get the hang of it. We know babies, when they come out, they just kind of lay there. Few more months, they kind of flip over. Few more months, they kind of start scooting on their stomach. Then they put their little feet up, they start scooting with their feet. Then they start crawling. And they crawl a little bit more. And they crawl a little bit more. And then they get bold enough to grab a hold of something and stand. And after they hold on, they stand and they say, I think I got it. And they kind of slowly let their hands up and they stand up about 5 seconds and then plop, they fall on the ground. But guess what a baby will do? As long as they don't hit their head. Even if they hit their head, it might scare them for first couple of days, but they're going back. They're going back. And that baby going to go back over there and push their little cells up, and they're going to stand, they're going to hit on the table and smile and look around like, oh, look at me, look at me. And they're going to take their hands off. Next thing you know, they standing for a long time. And most times, they do their little happy dance, like, woo, woo, yeah, I'm standing by myself. So they do a little happy dance. And then, mommy or daddy or somebody say, come here, little Johnny. Come here, little Susie. Walk to mommy. And they look, and they just smile real big. But they never took a step before. Never stepped before. But they stood. That was number one. You got to stand on what you know and not be afraid. That little baby standing there and they see their mom and their daddy. So you need to stand there and see your destiny. See your purpose. See your calling. See where it is you were supposed to go and step. Begin to walk. It's uncomfortable. It's a little scary. You might be having heart palpitation. You might be sweating bullets. But you're taking steps. Because you deserve to walk in your purpose. You deserve to have wealth. You deserve it. Yeah. So whenever you think about working on your vision, working on that business, working on that ministry, working on maybe you need to transition, whatever it is you need to do, I want you to think about a little baby, how bold and fearless the little baby is. And I don't know why I'm just going here with the baby, but even more so, even more so, it may be a cookie or something on the table or water, and they say, no, leave that alone, don't touch that. But that baby is bold and still gonna reach out and still try to get it. What am I saying? Doors may close in your face. You may get several no's. Your family members may tell you, girl, you too old. You still trying to do that? Didn't that fail the last time? You already tried that business and that business and that business. You tried another business? If I was you, well, you need to let them know you are not me. And I'm reaching for it again. I know I am. You know why? Because my purpose has not been fulfilled. Because your purpose has not been fulfilled. Until your purpose has been fulfilled, you better step and you better reach. And you might have to do it, or we may have to do it with tears in our eyes. You might have to go by yourself. I may have to go by myself. But it's all good. Because if what I'm leaving behind me is not thrusting me forward, it's not pushing me, it's not encouraging me, guess what? They were supposed to be left behind. And we see it all the time. You got a chicken and you got an eagle. Chicken doing what they're supposed to do. Cluck, cluck, clucking. On the ground. Eating off the ground in a low place. But you got to be the eagle. You got to know that you're an eagle. And know that you're not a chicken. And know that you got somewhere to go. And it's high. It's a higher place. But that comes from knowing your self-worth. And so these last 7 days, I hope that your mind is being transformed, has been changed. I hope that the stinking thinking is gone. I hope that you've been encouraged. I hope that you have eradicated those words, those negative words that you've been living up to, that they're gone. I hope that you realize the people that you are attracting. Make sure if they're like-minded, the like-mindedness is positive and not negative. Make sure you're not attracting your old self to your new self. Make sure you're not bringing somebody that's going to rain on your parade. Make sure you're not bringing somebody that's going to start depositing negativity and rejection and jealousy. Jealousy. A lot of people will speak stuff to you and tell you why you can't do what you're doing because of jealousy. They drinking some hater-aid, okay? They hating on you because you done found yourself. Long as you was hanging with them and doing what they was doing and you was insecure and all that, it was cool. But now that you found yourself and you're reading and you're educating your mind and now you say, I'm going to work out, I'm going to the gym. I'm getting this weight off of me. And they looking at you like, baby, you too skinny. That's the first thing they say. Oh, you need to stop doing that. You too skinny. Or, girl, we don't never see you. We don't never get to hang out no more. Stay focused. Because you got somewhere to go. You see, you got people to see, things to do, and somewhere to go. You got a purpose to fulfill. As Les Brown would say, because there's greatness in you. And a couple of books I want to encourage you to get. There's 4 books that I'm going to encourage you to get. Especially as believers. I love the Word of God. I read my Word, and I got to a place that I didn't buy nothing but spiritual books. But there are other books that we need. Okay? Especially as an entrepreneur, a business person. It's other things. Get these other books. So, definitely I'm asking you. I'm on here. Listen. Laboring in love. Giving you these nuggets. Grab a copy of my book. It will bless you. Statuschanger.me. I put it in the comment section already. It has a 21-day journal in the back of it as well. Share this with somebody. There's another book. It's over there. I'm not going to go get it. But if you go on Amazon or go to, I think, lesbrown.com, and get his book. It's called You Gotta Stay Hungry. There's another book, powerful book. One of my mentors, matter of fact, I'm at the ATS University, Business University, and I will put that information in here as well. Listen, We have been launching. We just launched this university last week, and we are continuing to launch it this week. You can join this university, come to this university, and get some awesome business classes, technical learning, business learning, social media, funneling, learn how to brand yourself, all this phenomenal stuff that for the price, for the most part, you can get some things that it's for free, but we have a senior class that has a whole, oh my God, so many classes, like a plethora of classes, about $80,000 worth of classes that as we're doing our lunch week, you can sign up for $19.99 and start taking these classes. It's a lifetime membership with the classes. You can listen to the audios and the teaching anytime, any day you want to, and get these nuggets to show you how to launch your business, launch your ministry, how to promote, how to get sales. It's great tools. And so it's called ATS Business University, and I am going to put that information down here for you. This school is launched and owned by millionaire Antonio T. Smith Jr. He has a book that you definitely want to get. It's called The Richest Man in the Trash Can. He became homeless at 6 years old, and he lived on the streets and in the trash can up until he was, I think, 17, and then he was adopted. And so living in the trash can, he learned how to hustle to get food. I mean, he said even from a cookie, just to put something in his belly, he learned how to hustle. And so from him learning how to hustle to survive, it taught him how to thrive and build a multi-million-dollar business. And so, Richest Man in the Trash Can. And then there's another book. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Check these books out. Check these books out. Get books that, that speak to you. Get those nuggets out of there so you can go to the next level. Okay? All right. I will put that in the link. I thank each and every one of you for coming on tonight. I have really enjoyed tonight. Oh my God. Listen, I enjoyed the information. It's just coming, sometimes it just flows off. So I'm excited. I'm definitely going to go back and listen to it. I don't never say that, but I just felt a different flow tonight. And I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for where you're going. And I'm excited for you to inbox me, DM me, message me, text me or something, and tell me what you have done, what doors have opened, and just what you've started doing since this 30-day teaching. All right. Well, it is 10:29, and we're not going to go over. So again, I thank you all for coming on. We will be back on here tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am Arthur Seraphia Jones Hall, and I thank you for joining me on tonight. Good night.